good morning, and how are you today? I am so pleased that you've decided to spend a bit of time with me this morning. And this morning I decided we are going to talk about creating the life you want, because really that is what we all want to do, don't we? I just have to add that I have got a visitor here in my office today. It is my border collie, Mango. And she is watching with great interest as I chat away to you. And I hope she doesn't start barking in the middle of our chat. But if she does, you will know what that's all about. So getting back to our topic. Well, we all want to live the life we want, obviously. But yet, so many of us are unhappy with our lives, dissatisfied with one or more aspects of our life, and oftentimes we don't know how to change that. We feel a bit like we're victims. Things are happening to us, and sometimes I have had people say to me they feel that life is against them and they were just born with bad luck, or that they have always had bad luck or the inability to create the life they want. Well, I want to turn that on its head a bit and just explain to you how powerful you really are. But of course, you cannot go and make alterations in your neighbor's home, can you? Why not? Well, because you don't own it. You cannot change something you don't own or have, let's say, a legal right or an inherent right to change. The same goes for your life. You have to first accept ownership of your life. You have to accept that I can make changes to my life. But you also have to accept that unless you do make the changes, your life is not going to change. It's, again, if I can use the analogy of your home. You can wish you have a beautiful bathroom, but unless you are going to start making changes to your existing bathroom, your bathroom is not going to change. And so tomorrow, next week, next year, you will have the same bathroom as you do today. So first and foremost, you have to accept it's your life, you own it, and you can change it if you so wish. Of course, if you don't wish, then that's fine. That is your democratic right to make that choice. If you do decide you want a better life and you accept that you are creating every day the life that you are living, today you are living yesterday's choices. Does that make sense to you? So if I am unfit, then I am living in a state of unfitness because yesterday, last week, last month, last year, I chose not to exercise or look after my health. Now I am living the consequences of the choices I made in the past. That could be yesterday or, 6 months ago. And the same goes for the life you live. The same goes for what you have around you and who you have around you. So own the fact that you are creating your life and that you own it. Once you accept that, then you have the power to change it. I always say animals and young children don't have the power to change anything. They are at our mercy to treat them well, and they are not in a position to make those changes for themselves. Where you are in a position to make the changes, so you can create. And by not doing anything, you are creating. Just remember that. So firstly, as I said, take ownership. Accept that you own and you are responsible for the life you are living. Secondly, decide what you would like your future to look like. Without a vision, it is very difficult to decide where you want to go, which direction you want to take. So decide what you would like your life to look like. Spend some time on it, write it down, visualize. Then next, decide if that is the life I would like. What do I have to stop doing? What do I have to start doing? So it may be I have to stop spending so much time watching TV. I have to stop spending so much time on Xbox, gaming, I think it's called, playing these games that, and I'm going to put myself out there and say that I find are absolutely useless, pointless, and time wasting. If you want to be a professional gamer, then if you have researched it, you will know that that takes a lot of commitment. So if that's what you see your future as a professional gamer, that's fine. But then go and research it and see what it actually takes to become one. Okay, so what do I have to stop doing and what do I have to start doing? Start every day with an intention. So when you wake up in the morning, set an intention for that day. So when you wake up, you say, well, today I am going to read another chapter of the book. I am going to put myself out there. I am going to speak to someone who can give me information and wisdom and guidance in the process on the journey of reaching my goals and improving my life. Setting an intention is hugely important because it gives you focus for the day. And remember what we've said, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So when you have that focus, you're pushing your energy, even on a subconscious level, you are pushing, funneling, channeling your energy in that direction. And you start taking little steps towards it. Set goals that are realistic and that are time-bound. I think I've used the analogy before, the example of saying, I want to paint the house. That's great. But unless I make it time-bound, it's a daydream. But if I say I want to paint the house and I'm going to start on this day and I need to have it finished by that day and this is my budget and these are the colors I've got in mind, I need to go and get brushes and thinners and all the stuff I need, for painting. And I know the dates and the times I'm going to purchase those things and so on. Then it is now a goal. And remember, goals have to be measurable. So I can then say, after 2 days of painting, well, I'm doing quite well. I've done what I expected, or I've done more, I've done less. And you can adjust and say, well, tomorrow I'll have to get up a bit earlier, set the intention to get up earlier to catch up on the slack. So set goals and set goals that are time-bound. Don't give up. Too many people give up on their goals and their dreams too quickly. If they're at the first hurdle, they say, well, I suppose I can't do it. It wasn't meant to be. It's not for me. I haven't got what it takes. Don't give up. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from what I put in inverted commas, failure. And stick with it. If you need to get professional help, get it. There is no substitute for getting the guidance and the information and the skills we need to reach our goals. When I did my qualification, after I've done my degrees as a life coach, I had to go for life coaching. It was a prerequisite of the qualification, and that is also not just to show me what it's like to be coached, because sometimes it's easy to dish out advice if you've never had to be on the other side of the said advice. But it teaches you it also gave me the skills, how to speak to people, how to get through to people. And so if you are getting stuck in improving your life, please go and see a professional and get the help you need to make your life better, to reach your goals and create a better life. Remember, the process of creation is not instant. There's no magic wand. It is a process of achieving, sometimes slipping back and sometimes making great strides forward. But it's about never giving up. Celebrate your successes. If you've achieved that small goal, celebrate it. And with that, you start recognizing your progress, and progress fuels us. Sometimes we tackle big projects and big goals, like getting a degree. It's not something you're going to do today, tomorrow, next week. It's going to take, in all likelihood, at least a year or 2 or 3. And you keep your eye on the end result. So, knowing what it's going to feel like, staying in the feeling of having achieved your goal keeps one going and keeps one motivated to carry on in spite of setbacks. And there are setbacks in most things, and those setbacks should be learning experiences, a learning opportunity. I want to say here that you cannot keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. That is just silly. Yet so many people, day after day, bemoan their lot, keep going through the motions, copy paste, and yet at some level they think their life will magically get better. You will also never sit your way to success, and you will never complain your way out of your dissatisfaction. You need to become proactive. In Covey's book, The 7 Habits of the Most Effective People, proactive is certainly, I think it's the first one he mentions, because you have to be proactive. You have to start doing things to get you nearer your goal. Have a vision, have a plan, have the perseverance to see it through. Accept that every day you are creating. Even when you're doing nothing, you're creating. You're just creating more of nothing. So every day, ask yourself, what am I creating today? What do I want to create? Sometimes it may just be something as simple as I'm going to sit and read a good book that is going to give me knowledge. Because remember, knowledge is power. I think it is Sir Francis Bacon who said that a couple of centuries ago, that said knowledge is power. When you have the knowledge, you have the power. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to demand or command a better position, better remuneration. You have the knowledge to change your circumstances. You have the power to change your circumstances. Whereas if you remain ignorant, you will always be at someone else's mercy who has the knowledge and therefore has the power. So I want you to get a vision, to get a plan, and to get going. And to understand at a very fundamental level that you own your life, that you create your life, and that you can change your life any moment. You decide to do so. The moment you realize that I am not happy or totally happy with my life as it is, and you identify the areas where you are not happy, and you then start taking the steps to improve those areas. And that becomes a new way of being in the world. It becomes a new way of living. It becomes a way of, and a mindset of achieving instead of settling. When we settle, it means, well, I know this is not great, but I'll accept it. That is settling, and that is where you sabotage yourself. And remember, just knowing the truth is not enough, because just knowing it without living it is the same as not knowing it. So know that you can change your life. Know that it's going to take commitment. Know that it's going to take effort, and then do it. And live that truth daily. And just watch the changes that happen in your life. You will be astounded at where you are in 6 months from now, next year this time, because surely, listener, you do not want to be in the exact same position next year this time that you are at this moment. You want to have improved, achieved, and you want to be empowered. I hope that was useful. I hope that gave you a spark of inspiration and motivation to take control and ownership of your life and to start creating the life you want.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.